Mind open. JustProfessor here. One small decision and you think your whole life will fall apart. Every time you want to do something, your brain shows you the worst possible future. You think about skipping one workout, and suddenly you see yourself gaining 50 pounds. You think about spending $20 on something you want, and your brain screams that you will end up broke and homeless. You consider saying no to one request, and you imagine losing all your friends. This is not caution. This is not being smart. This is your brain lying to you. And it is stopping you from living. This is called the slippery slope fallacy. And it controls more of your decisions than you realize. Here is how it works. You imagine that one small action will automatically lead to a chain of terrible events. Each step gets worse. And the final outcome is always a disaster. Your brain connects these steps like they are guaranteed. Like one thing must lead to the next, but that is not how life works. The problem is that this feels true, it feels logical. If you skip one workout, it is easier to skip the next one. If you spend money once, you might spend it again. If you say no to someone, they might get upset. Those things could happen, but your brain does not stop there. It takes you all the way to the absolute worst ending. And it makes you believe that worst ending is not just possible, but inevitable. So you do not skip the workout even though you are exhausted. You do not buy the thing even though you can afford it. You say yes even though you want to say no. You make decisions based on fear of a future that will probably never happen. This is why the slippery slope fallacy is so dangerous. It does not just make you wrong, it traps you. It keeps you stuck in patterns that drain you. It stops you from making choices that would actually help you. All because you are afraid of some imaginary chain reaction. The scary part is that you do this to yourself constantly. Think about the last time you wanted to take a break. Maybe from work, maybe from a routine. Maybe from being productive every single day. What happened? Your brain probably told you that one break would turn into weeks of laziness. That you would lose all your progress. That you would never get back on track. So you pushed through even though you were burned out. But here is the truth. One break does not create a downward spiral. Most people take breaks and then go right back to what they were doing. The chain reaction you feared never happens. But you do not see that because you never gave yourself permission to test it. Or think about money. You see something you want. It is not expensive. You can afford it. But your brain starts running the slippery slope. If you buy this, you will buy more things. Then you will lose control. Then your savings will disappear. Then you will be in debt. Then you will lose everything. So you do not buy it. You deny yourself over and over. Not because you cannot afford it, but because you are scared of a future that only exists in your head. The same thing happens in relationships. Someone asks you for a favor. You want to say no, you are tired, you have your own things to do, but your brain tells you that saying no will upset them. Then they will think you are selfish. Then they will stop liking you. Then everyone will turn against you. Then you will be completely alone. So you say yes, again, and you feel resentful and exhausted. All because you believed a story your brain made up. This is what the slippery slope fallacy does. It takes a small choice and turns it into a nightmare. And the nightmare feels so real that you avoid the choice completely. But here's what most people do not realize. The slippery slope works both ways. You use it to scare yourself out of good decisions. But you never use it to motivate yourself toward better ones. You think skipping one workout will make you gain 50 pounds. But you do not think that doing one workout will make you an athlete. You think spending $20 will make you broke. But you do not think that saving $20 will make you rich. You think saying no once will make you lose all your friends. But you do not think that setting one boundary will make you respected. Your brain only shows you the negative slippery slope, never the positive one. And that is because fear is louder than hope. Fear grabs your attention. It feels urgent. It feels like protection. But it is not protecting you, it is controlling you. And the worst part is that the slippery slope fallacy makes you ignore the middle ground. Life is not all or nothing. One skipped workout does not equal total failure. One purchase does not equal financial ruin. One boundary does not equal total isolation. There are 1,000 steps between the small action and the disaster. And most of the time, you stop somewhere in the middle. Somewhere reasonable. Somewhere normal. But your brain skips all of that. It jumps straight to the end, and it makes you believe the end is unavoidable. This is why people stay stuck. They see the small step they need to take, But they also see the imaginary disaster waiting at the bottom of the slope, so they do not move. They stay exactly where they are, uncomfortable but safe, tired but controlled, stuck but not falling. This means the slippery slope fallacy is not just a thinking error. It is a trap that keeps you from changing anything. Every time you avoid a small risk because you imagine a huge disaster, you are giving up a chance to improve your life. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, you are teaching people that your boundaries do not matter. Every time you push through exhaustion because you are scared of losing momentum, you are making burnout inevitable. The fallacy is not protecting you, it is hurting you. And you keep believing it because the fear feels real. But feelings are not facts, and the slope is not as slippery as you think. So here's what you need to understand. The slippery slope fallacy is a story. A story your brain tells you to keep you safe. But safety and growth do not happen in the same place. If you want to move forward, you have to stop believing that one small step will destroy everything. One skipped workout will not ruin your fitness. One purchase will not ruin your finances. One boundary will not ruin your relationships. And one mistake will not ruin your life. You are allowed to make small decisions without imagining the worst possible outcome. You are allowed to take risks without assuming they will lead to disaster. The chain reaction you fear is not real. Most of the time, nothing happens. You take the small step and life continues. You adjust, you learn, you move on. The disaster never comes. But you will never know that if you keep avoiding the first step. Stop letting an imaginary slope control your real life. Test it. Take the small risk. Make the small choice. See what actually happens instead of what you think will happen. Most of the time, you will find that the slope is not slippery at all. It is just your brain trying to keep you exactly where you are. Subscribe if you want to stop falling for the tricks your mind plays on you.